In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a job sheet in Hive and how to allocate the job sheet to the schedule as well. So there are a couple of methods. First of all, we're going to start by creating a job sheet from the home screen. So from the Service Advisors Role Center, under Actions, you've got this button here called Plus Job Sheet. If you select this, this is just going to create you a blank job sheet. Now, every job sheet must have a registration number and it must have a customer. So we're just going to start by entering a registration. Hive has VRM lookup, so it'll bring through all the engine details, VIN, MOT expiry date, etc. What you've also got here, you'll notice that because we've seen this vehicle before, the system's now warning me that there are previous estimates and previous health checks for this vehicle as well. It understands if a vehicle is connected to a customer as well, so it knows that this vehicle is connected to Alex Lindley, and it's just going to bring this customer through to the job card now. And we've also set a warning against this customer, and you can see here that because I'm making a new document for this customer, I'm now being shown these comments for this particular customer. So you can see example of a customer comment and another example of a customer comment. I'll just very quickly show you how to modify these. So that's the job sheet populated with the vehicle details and the customer details. Now to get to the customer comments, if you select Related and select Customer Comments, this is where you can write comments for the next time. If there's anything particular about this customer or about the vehicle, you can leave comments for the next person that interacts with this job. So that's customer comments and that's vehicle comments here. Okay. So if we want to have a look at the estimates and the VHCs that were related to this vehicle, the first warning that I got, if you press this button up here in the top right hand corner, this is called the fact box. And this will pop out additional information such as some vehicle information, but you see here estimates and VHCs. If I select this number here, it's going to take me through to the estimate so I can see what was actually quoted on before. Now there is a nice feature. You can actually copy individual lines from the estimate to the job sheet if I wanted to. So if I wanted to populate the job sheet with some of this stuff off this estimate, then that is entirely possible. For me to do that, I just go up to Process, Copy Authorized Lines to Job Sheet. And you can see where I've got these lines ticked here. If I was to press OK, it will just bring these estimate lines straight back through to the job sheets. There's no need to duplicate anything that you previously quoted on. In this example, we're not actually going to do that. So from this point, I can write some comments. Comments are just internal communication. It's no different from scribbling on a job sheet. So we could just put, in fact, we'll put interim service and MOT test. This is extremely brief. You don't need to be detailed in this at all. This isn't actually populating the lines of the job. This is just taking comments from the customer so you can get off the phone as quick as possible so you're not wasting the customer's time. So from here we could just close this job sheet down and that would be a job sheet just sat in the system that the guys could clock onto. So your mechanics can now clock onto this job without it actually being allocated to the schedule. The guys can what we call self-allocate. In this case, we're actually going to put this on the schedule now. So to put to assign something to the schedule, you go to Process, Schedule, and this is going to open up the diary for you. We're going to select Monday. So a couple of shortcuts. If you just put a single date in, it will populate with the rest of the month. If you press T, it will go back to today. But in this case, we're going to go to the 17th. And we're going to select this service bay here. So we'll just say that the booking is going to be on the 17th at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to select an existing job sheet because we've already made the job sheet. Now, if there was a list of jobs, it would pre-select the job that you're actually in. So if you access the schedule from within a job, the system is going to find that job for you. You do not have to search for a long list of jobs. I simply press OK. And I've now allocated this job to the schedule, and this is ready for the technicians to book in, to clock onto, and it's ready for you to distribute down to the technician that you actually want to do the job. So going back to the job sheet, we've got abilities to add labor lines down here. So if we can say air conditioning service if you wanted to, or alignment. Likewise, you can actually just type, and if you just press, if you type the labor code in and press tab, then you can start building up jobs really quickly. So another feature that we have is something called service packages. So if we go look up service package, select a service package, it's going to populate the job for us with all that particular lines related to that service package. Alternatively, if you've got Autodata, the Autodata integration, you can use the repair times feature. Once Autodata is loaded up, if we select the brakes, foot brakes, and we're going to remove and install front brake pads, add to job sheet. See, we've now got the label line and the parts added to the job sheet as well. So there are your methods in actually populating the job ready for the technician to clock onto. So that's one way of making a booking, where you create the job sheet first and then allocate it to the schedule. The second method is from the home page. If you open up your schedule, again, we'll go to the 17th. You don't have to change the date here. You can actually scroll through the days as well if you want to. And now we're going to create a job sheet that also creates an allocation at exactly the same time. So we're going to say that this is an MOT and this is going to be at 11 o'clock. So you create the allocation. Depending on which bay that you create the allocation, it's going to present you with a list of jobs that you can choose from. And because it's the MOT bay, it's going to allow us to make an MOT job. And then you're presented with the job sheet again, and it is the same job sheet. We'll just select another pre-made vehicle, so we'll just select this one. Here's more test comments for you to see. And then I simply just put MOT test. I've also got some features here for courtesy car required, collection and delivery, or you can create your own statuses. So for example, if this is an urgent job, for example, you select the urgent status, close the booking down, and you can see the urgent status actually within the allocation as well. So there are your two methods to creating a job. You either do it directly from the schedule, or you create a job sheet and then allocate the job sheet to the schedule. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, please let me know.